Yeah. Keep it top G.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Top G is a man, dude.
he is,
I fuck with
dude.
him.
Yeah, I haven't had depression since I watched a video of his.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I watched
Which
this.
one was it?
It was I'll send it to you.
Okay.
But he's like, depression is not fucking real.
Oh,
And
wait.
he's like, and it was like right after my little brother's death.
Yeah.
And he was like, is it playing?
Yeah, it's playing.
Okay.
Go
And
ahead.
then he was like, and then like, bro, like when my little brother passed away,
Yeah.
I was like telling everybody, I was like, yeah, bro, you know, like I just don't vibrate at that frequency of like suicide and like depression anymore. Like it's just not the right energy for me.
Yeah.
And so I just don't go there. And then there were some people who were like, oh, that's cool. And then there was like I felt like there was more people that were like, oh yeah, you know, but it'll probably come back, or like, you know, like if you know it's a chemical imbalance, so you know. And I'm like, yeah, I know, I've had it for a while, like I just like,
You were saying you were over being depressed.
yeah, like after I see my little brother,
Yeah.
like just cold and
You're like,
stiff.
fuck.
I'm like, dude, no fucking way.
Dude, you had
I'm
to
like,
see that shit?
I saw his body.
Damn.
And I was like, and his like neck was all off to the side, and I was just like, what the fuck? And he was like cold to the touch, just cold, just his spirit has left him. And I was like, bro, no way, I can't anymore. And bro, like I've been like depressed or felt like that hole in the soul feeling,
Sure, yeah.
like maybe like you know, maybe a little like anxious, or just like didn't feel a part of, kind of black sheep my whole life. And like it wasn't until like that I had that experience and I started telling people, and then like more people started talking me back into it. They're like, oh yeah, you know, like if you do da 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 da, it's okay. And then after like a month or two, dude, I was fucking depressed again. I'm like fucking
Da isn't like a therapist, or like what, like go work out, or
yeah, like people were just saying like oh, you know, it's a chemical imbalance in your brain, and people have depression, and it's normal.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, dude, fuck that. Like I've had it my whole life, like a lot of suicidal thoughts, like and ideations, and it's like I just don't want to go there anymore. Like,
Yeah.
and like it was almost like people were like trying to talk me back into it, like
That's crazy.
program me back into it. And I'm like, yeah, I'm good on that. And then Top G, he explained that like he's like, oh, one of my most famous Twitter posts is when I explained that depression is not real, and oh, everybody started attacking me. J.K. Rowling and all these people started coming at me.
Yeah.
And he's like the fucking PR team for depression came out and started saying, oh, you know, it's a chemical imbalance, and fighting for something that's killing people. It's a disease. He's like, it's not a fucking disease. It's not fucking real. He's like, it's like a ghost in a house. He's like, one believes in ghosts, one doesn't. They're both in the same house. One hears a noise. The one that believes in ghosts says, oh my gosh, it's a ghost. They're up all night. They're thinking about it. Oh my gosh, like maybe it's under the bed. They're scared.
Yeah.
Mess with them. The other person, oh, must be the wind.
Yeah.
Goes back to bed. And so it's like, and when he was saying this, I was like, damn, like that makes sense to me.
Basically, like what you believe in, you give power, right? So like if you don't believe depression exists, right? That's what he said.
Exactly. That's exactly it.
Then you can't give it power because it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
But I think sometimes people, like their being is attached with being depressed because maybe it makes up for something they're not.
100%. There's something that it gives you.
So when you say like, oh, like I don't want to do depression anymore, maybe they're talking you back into it because it's part of their identity. So like if it's as easy as not letting it in your life, then it'd be as easy for them, and it kind of like,
oh, you can't just say that you can't just say that it's not real, then it's not real.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I could see that.
And I remember when he said it, like when he like the opening statement on the video was like, if you kill yourself, you're a coward. And I was like, and I remember I was like, oh, this fucking bald guy again, he's fucking everywhere.
Yeah.
And that's when he was like starting to blow up. And then I heard that, and I was like, and I was like listening to it, and I was feeling depressed again, so I was like, I'll fucking listen to it.
Mm.
And then I was like, I bet he's saying it for a reason. I was like, I'm gonna tune in. I started listening. I remember I was walking through Ralph's, and I was like, listen to it. I was like, damn, dude, this guy's fucking spitting fire, because he's basically like talking to men of like, you know, you're a fucking coward, and like this and that, and he's like, because you have people that rely on you, you have people that look up to you,
Mm-hmm.
you have a family that raised you,
Yeah.
and you owe it to them to be the best version of yourself that you can be.
They're like being selfish about, you know, the shit they're going through.
Yeah, and don't buy into it. And I'm like, fuck, I get that because I felt that way for a lot, and that's what I talked to my little brother about a lot. Of just like, I'm like, how you feeling? And he's like, this and that. I'm like, yeah, me too. I don't know.
I was gonna say you guys are both kind of depressed.
Yeah, I just kind of feel off. You know, yeah, me too. I'm like, yeah, you know, try working out. You know, you gotta eat better. You know, giving him good things.
Yeah.
But he had his mindset, and at one point, so did I.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Damn.
which is why his death really hit me. And
was that close to the same time as his death, like when you're close to it, or?
Oh yeah.
Damn.
So. Yeah. It was like an everyday thing, bro. It was just like I thought it was just normal. I was just like, oh yeah, everybody just thinks about that all the time.
Yeah. I mean, I felt depressed, but I haven't necessarily had like suicidal thoughts. But you were saying you had like ideation, so.
Yeah, and I don't know what like it was the weirdest thing, because I wake up and I'm like, dude, I literally wrote in my journal like back in the day, like over and over and over again, of like being exactly where I'm at, and like
where you're at today or back then.
Yeah, where I'm at today.
Oh, today.
Like where I'm living, like doing what I'm doing. Like I'm honestly one of the most happy people I've ever met in my life.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think.
Has that changed, like, from the passing of your brother? Or were you always, like, the happiest guy, but you're still kind of struggling with the stuff inside?
Yeah, it's like...
Is that what it is, too?
Yeah, I think it's like, I don't know. I always just felt, like, very, very happy, but very disconnected. Like, I don't know. Even, sometimes I'd be in a room full of people and just still feel alone.
Yeah. I love that saying.
Yeah,
dude. It's so true.
And when almost like there's a hole in the soul, and you're just trying to fill it with entertainment, with the pretty girl,
maybe friends,
with the friends, with the exercise, with drinking, you know.
Was it really just that video, like Andrew Tate, then that kind of switched it for you, or like it was what even more changed it?
So
for
this was it, right?
Yeah.
Is I was like, damn. I was at the checkout, and I was like checking out, and I was like, damn. I really fuck with this guy heavy, because he's saying that all these people came after him, and we're like, no, it's real.
Right.
Like, you have to believe it. Like, he's like, no, I don't fucking believe it. No, sorry. Don't believe it.
Tear him down and
all that. And I'm like, and the thing that hit me was, I was like, dude, I literally was just telling everybody like 2 months ago, I don't believe it. I don't vibrate at that frequency. But then somehow, over 2 months ago to that point, I had gotten worn down by everybody else's programming. And he explained it. He's like, you are being programmed.
Yeah, same thing that they were trying to do to him, basically.
Yeah.
So then, like, once you kind of saw that for what it was, as far as people kind of reprogramming you into something when you were getting better, then that's what kind of pushed you into just letting it all go, kind of?
Yeah. And I'm like, and you know, that's why even like biblically they say like guard your mind.
Yeah.
You know, guard your mind, because what you filter in gets filtered through and externalized, gets internalized and externalized.
Yeah.
You know, so I think it's really good to question a lot of things, and I think it's good to consider the source. And so with him, I was like, well, damn, this guy's getting like checked by all these people, and he backs it up with like really good information, like the metaphor of like believing in the ghost. I was like, damn, That's really good. And then he even said in another video, he's like, look, he's like, understand, like, sometimes it is a chemical imbalance.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I get it. He's like, yeah. He's like, but I don't believe that something is gonna hit me from the fucking sky and fucking make, oh no, I've got depression. You know, and then there's nothing and there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah. There's a lot
that's
you
the
can
thing.
kinda...
That's the thing. Oh, I have anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
Like, people that claim that just will always have anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
you're giving it power by saying it.
You make it your identity.
Yeah, exactly what I
That's
said.
what
Yeah.
it is. You
Mhm.
make it your identity. Oh no, I'm anxious. I can't. And they align with everything that anxious people do.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm anxious. I can't be in group settings. It's like, yeah, motherfucker, it's uncomfortable for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think also it's like important to just think for yourself, like how you were saying, like,
that too.
You know, because everyone's telling you something, but sometimes you just got to think for yourself and kind of go with that despite what everyone's saying.